we're moving on to the spiritual gifts of having Pluto in your 12th house. And I really want to take a look at the 12th house and the 6th house with this, because with Pluto being in the 12th house and the 12th house being of spiritual gifts, that watery Pisces undercurrent, you also want to take a look at the zodiac and the ruling planet of your 12th house and how that is connecting with your Pluto and your evolutionary experience to transform spiritually. And to transform spiritually with Pluto there, with the intensity and transformational experience, you really, I believe it's very important for you to understand your spiritual senses, understanding the mechanics and the foundations of spiritual senses, and what the process of unfoldment and development really looks like. And please know that the development of spiritual senses really is real. There is a development process that I believe everyone who is gifted with spiritual gifts needs to go through. It doesn't matter the level of your gifts. Everyone needs to go through that development process. And because your evolutionary purpose here is in the 12th house, about consistency and about decision making and about exploring the accomplishments that you need to explore in the 12th house. And the 12th house is not easy. It's of hardship. It's of transformation. And the Pluto's here on an evolutionary process. Knowing spiritual energy and the gifts, the clairs, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairfactual, clairgustance. Knowing these spiritual senses is so critical because Pluto comes with psychic abilities, comes with this knowing and understanding of life, right? Pluto is meant to follow and explore topics that's going to help the native evolve. And when you look at the house that Pluto's in, you look at the house topics for Pluto to evolve. But you also want to look at the 6th house as well, because we're looking at the 12th house of spiritual gifts. But the 6th house is also very important because there's a polarity point. And with spiritual gifts, you're going to feel them physically. Your physical daily habits matter with spiritual content. And so when we're looking at spiritual gifts, we got to look at the physicality of that and how that's going to be experienced for you. So you also want to look at the zodiac that's within your 12th house, the zodiac that's within your 6th house, and how that polarity point, that opposition is going to be experienced for you as the native. So I want to encourage you in closing to begin taking a look at spiritual senses, doing some research, learning about clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairfactual, clairgustance, learning about the spiritual senses, how they work, the mechanics of them. So moving forward, you're educated in what you are developing, evolving into, and transforming. The spiritual senses, there is a transformation. There is a level of development. And in the development, they expand open and they expand open and they expand open. And the energy of our spiritual senses, depending on the native and how connected you are and what the severity and the level of your spiritual gifts can be very intense and very overwhelming. And if you don't understand it, it could be detrimental in the 12th house. And so this is why I just put so much stress in learning about the senses, taking your time, not intending for them to open too fast, but at the perfect speed for you individually. And you can set that intention with your guides as you move forward. And I encourage you to connect with your guides and ask them to help you in guidance as they touch me, help you in guiding you in the unfoldment of your gifts, in the development of them, in understanding them, and taking your time through the process. Until next time.